What's up, man? It's your boy Young Sixx, aka Mr. 101, aka Mr. IE himself. And I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Y'all check that out. Shout out.
Look, I stayed down, I stayed up. Late nights, I wait up. Heavy gram is gon' take until I'm paid and I'm caked up.
All right, so we got Young Sixx off the porch with us today.
Cheer.
How you feeling today, man?
I'm doing good. Happy to be in Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
Smoke meat.
How's Atlanta been treating you so far?
2 days, man. It's live out here, you know. With the world going through this COVID thing, it don't really seem like it's affecting that much in Atlanta, man. They out here living like it's day to day.
Yep, all the clubs are open and everything.
Yeah,
man.
so I'm gonna have to test those waters before I leave.
Yeah, wear your mask, man.
I definitely got the mask. Like I came in the building with it, so I'm gonna keep it on in all areas.
Yeah. What else you got planned here in Atlanta for this trip?
I got a few more interviews, man. I'm just trying to run around and get my name out there as much as I can coming from the West Coast. So anybody I can touch down with while I'm out here, I'm gonna definitely try to reach out and see what I can get going.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. All right, so born in California, right?
Yeah, born in California.
All right, what part?
I was born in Inglewood. Now I'm mainly raised in the Inland Empire, the IE, Riverside to be exact.
Okay.
But before then, like I lived most of my life in Germany, so it's culture clash and transition that I'm going through, but it's all good.
So how'd you end up in Germany?
Family was in the military, prior military, and then after that stint, I just chose to stay there. Like I didn't know too much about America at the time, so it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stay here. This is what I know most. So I'm gonna do this. So I just stayed there, lived out there.
Okay. What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what'd you think of the Army and why did you join the Army?
Hey, okay, so the Army's not for everybody. My personal experience, I felt like it was organized slavery, but there are perks to it. Like I got to see all of Europe. I got to meet a lot of different cultures. It put me, I guess, ahead of a few of my peers, I would say, as far as just being culturally advanced and things like that, seeing the world. But there's things that I didn't like in the Army, which chose me not to pursue a career with the Army. So, yeah.
How many years did you do?
2 years, sir.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah, that's all.
You had enough.
Yeah, that's all I need.
So why did you decide to stay in Germany after those 2 years?
It was just good for me. It's like I was doing music, I was performing, traveling the world, had promotions and events I was doing with concerts and things like that. So I had a base that I was building in the foundation. So I was already established there. So I was like, why would I change it up?
Yeah, we hear a lot that the people overseas support support rap music a lot better than they do stateside. Is that true?
Way more. Like over there, I had a career. It was like I lived only off music. Like I performed every weekend. I was hosting clubs. I actually booked events for certain artists. So that was my thing while I was overseas. So there, if you get a fan base there, they follow you and they support you. Like they'll ride with you. I really say that.
Why do you think there's such a big difference? Is it because there's just not that many rappers out there?
Well, I believe as far as American rap go, the American culture, they like it all in one. But there are German rappers out there that got big fan base. That's their own language. But I guess it's being American makes it a little unique for them because on the whole global scale, hip hop is big. Yeah. So when they see those kind of artists that come through their little towns and their little cities, they gravitate towards that and they just stick with them. It's something special for them.
Yeah. So how long you been making music now?
Dang, man, it's fresh out of high school. So it's been a good, say 10, 26 now, 10 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What had inspired you to start at first?
I like the creative aspect of it. I like to be able to sit there, make the music and have people relate to it. When they pick up on it, be able to recite the words, and it comes natural. It's like I don't really force a lot of the music that I do. I feel like I can fit in any genre. When I was overseas, I did a lot of pop electro writing for a bunch of German artists. So, and I traveled the world with that too. So I was like, yeah, I like music. And then, there's points in an artist's life where he feel like, oh, this ain't gonna work for me. Every time I hit that point, I find something to make me go right back to the studio. So this time I'm just gonna stick with it.
Yeah. Who'd you grow up listening to?
I'm a big fan of Jay-Z, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, Fabulous. I like those type of artists.
Yeah. So were there a lot of other rappers in the Army?
Yeah, no matter where you go, it's rappers everywhere. So ain't no getting past that. There was some good cats out there that I do remember that I networked with, so on and so forth. But their calling was different from mine. Like they chose to keep it with the military, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't for me.
What did your commanding officers think of you rapping?
Oh, see, I kept it totally separate. They didn't know what I did outside
really?
of, yeah.
Okay.
They didn't know anything outside of that. I show up to formation, I'm a soldier at that moment.
Yeah.
But as soon as COB in, then I was on something different.
So how'd you get the name Sixx?
All right, so it's Young Sixx, right? Young is just for the spirit of music, living life, always to be young and free, carefree about different things. But Sixx represents the 6 days God took and invented the heavens and earth. So he worked for those 6 whole days, and that 6 represents the hard work that I put in before resting on the 7th.
Yeah. Okay. So right after the military, did you start taking music serious? Were you already taking it serious?
Right after I took it seriously, I actually got with a little independent label of military soldiers that was over there.
Okay.
I linked up with them. At first, I was just doing the run around with them, passing out CDs and flyers, and then started to make my own music as time progressed, and then it took off for me.
Yeah. What was the first big song that you had over there?
Dang, that's gonna be a hard one. Let me see. It was, I think it was a cover from a 50 Cent song, and it got me my first show in Cologne that I performed while I opened up for, I think it was called Trillville.
Okay.
They came over, so I opened up for them with a song that I covered off of 50 Cent, and I got mad love for that. Like, it's a YouTube clip somewhere, and I was still in high school at the time, but it's a YouTube clip, and I was like, yeah, I liked that feeling that I got from the crowd, so I ran from it from that.
Yeah. So what are some of the countries you have performed at?
Man, I performed in the UAE, that's Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I've been to Bahrain. I've been to Czechoslovakia. I've been to Poland. I've been to Slovakia. I've been to Australia. I done performed on almost every major continent, maybe except 2. I haven't been to South America yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but other ones I got them covered.
Yeah. So what's it like touring, to all these countries, continents, off of music, not off the military?
Yeah, you learn a lot, man. Like, all right, so when you grow up, you have a certain perception of things until you actually get to be there and see it. So, in school, they don't teach you about all these different countries. Like, Muslim countries have a bad name, but I've been to several Muslim countries and I have no issues with them. I love the culture. There's certain things I wouldn't agree with in the culture, but it don't turn my face towards them. The food is great. The people are accepting in a lot of places. So, hey, I love traveling in and out of hotels. I've never had an issue with it. Like, get on a plane, go anywhere, any day. That's the best part of it to me.
Yeah. So what brought you back to California?
When I left Germany, it's like I reached the peak, and I was like, man, I want to make this thing big. I want to be one of those world-renowned artists. So it's like I left Germany, and I first came to Atlanta, believe it or not.
Okay.
I did a 6-month stint here, trying to figure things out, not knowing nobody. And I was like, all right, let me go back to California where my family was there, and I had a base, some kind of support group behind me. So, and I just started going out there, but I just wanted to take my music to the next level, get known worldwide and do it here, because I know if I can make it here, what I can capitalize of all the contacts I made worldwide while I was doing it independently. So that's my thing right now.
Does Riverside differ much from LA, or is it pretty much the same?
Yeah, it's 2 totally different things. Like Riverside is slept on a lot, but the IE is where you need to be if you're trying to change something. Like, it needs to be exploited. Everybody know outside of California, you go to LA, you go to Hollywood, or you go to Bay, but that's all run down. It's the same story every way. So it's like, but we have a stigma there. You don't blow in California unless you're in LA. And that's one of the things I'm going through right now, but I'm not trying to hear that. I feel like we got a lot of competition out there, a lot of good talent. And from a business aspect, it's a good place to start something and build from, because if you can translate that into dollars, you're going to profit a lot more. It's not so many hands in the pot.
Okay. What's the music scene out there?
The music scene, we got few artists that have kind of reached to that point where you can say they're successful, but like I said, there's a stigma. Everybody who gets going in Riverside, like, they want to be quick to say they're from LA somewhere. I'm not like that at all. So we don't have any real gatekeepers in the Inland Empire. So that's another thing I'm trying to do. Like, look, you in California, there's artists, and we got a big producer that's from the Inland Empire, but I don't feel he represents the Inland Empire like he should. Like, he got us a big shout out on his last album from a major icon, but I don't believe he's reaching back out to a lot of artists out there, or maybe I'm just not that popping like I think I am, to where I'm not meeting those people or so on and so forth. But the Inland Empire is something blooming. Like, we're growing. We're going to get it there. It just takes one or two artists that actually get on and represent from where they're from, instead of running to the next bigger city, be like, oh, I'm from there. You know what I mean? So we're just waiting to make our face card.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so New West Wave. This is a new EP?
Yes, that was my last EP that I released this year.
Okay. What can you tell us about this EP?
All right, so the New West Wave is my way of saying that I'm from the West Coast, but I do not sound like all the West Coast artists. I mean, I miss the boat where, you know, you got to have that street cred or that gang affiliation. I didn't get that in my music because I grew up mostly in Europe, but I'm still representing the West Coast. So it's like I'm trying to bring that old West Coast G-Funk era, that gangster music, with a new way of presenting it. Because I don't just rap that way. I do commercial, I do conscious, I do a little bit of everything. So my thing is to try to find and work with artists that are on the same level as me, not just West Coast sounding music. Because I feel like if you listen to West Coast music, you'd have to be really from the West Coast to understand it. And I believe that hurts a lot of artists. They don't really get to go nowhere but in the West Coast because of what they're talking about. And I don't want to be one of those West Coast artists. So it's like I'm reaching out to artists who want to build and still represent the West Coast, but in a different way. Most of the major West Coast artists that we got, they go commercial or they make pop or hit. But there's a lot of famous people that I'm pretty sure that you never heard of, but they LA famous or they California famous. So the New West Wave is just like to try to change that whole idea of it, that whole stereotype.
Mm-hmm. And what can you tell us about the song Sacrifice and Risk?
So Sacrifice and Risk is like true and dear to me because, like I said, I grew up in Europe. So a lot of things changed for me once I came to the States. I presented that through the music and through the video. And it's like everything that I need to get to that next step, I'm going to sacrifice and risk for, because that's what I truly and dear want. It's actually like a whole mini movie to kind of give a little outlook on the story. I came here, finished, got my business degree. I was going to try to get an entry-level management job. It didn't turn out that way. So I ended up in other things, other different endeavors that's paying for my rap career at the moment till I get to where I need to be. So Sacrifice and Risk is just basically telling that story. And there's times where I was down and I had to pick up doing other things that lead me to other things. So, yeah.
Where'd you go to college at?
University of Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a bachelor's in business and entrepreneurship.
Okay. Yeah. Which I'm sure helps you in your career.
Yeah. The business aspect, it definitely helps me. Yeah. But hey, I'm not knocking having a degree, but at the end of the day, it's about what you put into it and what you go out and get, because that degree ain't nothing but a piece of paper. And I didn't come out, get my degree and end up with 6 figures out the gate and then get me in that entry-level management job. If I had to go back and do it again, I probably would, because it hasn't really been helpful or beneficial to me in this point. At least that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. All right. So you also got a video out for Like a 6'4".
Yeah. So Like a 6'4" is my version of a twerk song, stripper club song. Future my boy Flip Major. Flip Major has done things with Quavo. He's been out through Atlanta doing some different things and so on and so forth. He's I guess he's kind of like an IE native. He's border, so on and so forth. But like I said, those people don't really represent the IE. So Flip, I need to know where you stand on this. Yeah. But yeah, that's what Flip Major. So that's Like a 6'4". It's a booty shaking video. A lot of assets in there from women that I didn't really get to see when I was in Germany. So I'm glad that was like my first video like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Producer-wise, did you work with a lot of people from California, or did you branch out all over?
Hey, if I like the beat, I don't really care where you're from. It would be nice to work with California producers just to build that network and that connection. But like I said, their sound is mainly West Coast orientated, and like I want a broad sound. I don't want to be blocked into one thing. So, but I keep it 100. Most of my beats come off of YouTube, the old thing called SoundClick, SoundCloud. And I look for beats that way. Like I have no one per se producer that I can call up right now and be like, yo, I need a beat. That I would say. I got one close buddy who was in the military who does production. He's in Alabama right now. And that would be the only one that I would actually call up like, yo, can you make a beat this way? I want to sound like this, so on and so forth. So shout out to D Notes, man, wherever you at right now. Yeah.
All right. Why'd you diss Tyler, the Creator, on the So Brooklyn
challenge?
Okay.
So I put it all in the video. Like he made a tweet saying, I'm glad my mom didn't move me out to the IE because then I would suck. That was his tweet, basically verbatim. And it's like, it wasn't talking directly to me. I just moved back to the IE, but I took offense because I'm there now. So it's like, you're saying everybody in the Inland Empire sucks. So I took the opportunity to speak on it. And some people probably feel, well, you didn't even grow up here. Why are you saying something? Well, because I'm here now. And that's what I'm representing. So it's nothing personal. It's just that, look, we got talent. I'm going to hold mine bar for bar with everybody from LA and anybody outside of California. It's how I personally feel. So that was just hip hop right there. Nothing more than that. Besides him saying everybody from the Inland Empire suck, and I'd be damned if I stand on that. For sure.
Did you get a lot of support from
I got a lot of hate from it. And you know what's crazy? The hate come from the people in the IE. That be
Really?
like, because we don't have our own identity. People from the IE was like, oh, the IE does suck. I'm like, well, if you don't like it, take your ass somewhere else. Like, you're not forced to be here unless that's just your living conditions. You can't get what you need to get up out of here. And that was the crazy part about it. Some people was like, yeah, that was dope, so on and so forth, or courageous and so on. It wasn't nothing but me just saying, look, this is where I'm from, and I'm not just gonna let you come in my house and drink all my Kool-Aid. So no, that's all that was. But it is what it is. It comes with the territory of doing this music. So hey, maybe I've gained a fan or two, gained 3 haters, but if they talking about me, I'm doing something right.
Are you working on a new project right now?
Yeah, I'm working on a project right now. It's actually going to be a single. I want it to be called All in a Day. It's going to be 3 different verses on one track and kind of plan out how a day in the life of just doing music or what I'm doing, so on and so forth. I've never really seen it done. So, hey, don't steal my idea out there. Don't be trying to do this shit out before I do it. Just let me do it first. Because I'm trying to, how do you make cinematic, what's the word I'm looking for? Cinematic, cinematography, trying to make the visual meet the music on this one. So it's going to be 3 different verses, 3 different sounds, but all in a day. So it's going to be called All in a Day. I got the title for it, got the music for it, just ain't got everything else planned behind it. And I plan to release that hopefully before the end of this year.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What else you working on right now, Sixx? What else coming up?
So I'm also here because I got sponsored by a marijuana company called Oof. So if you smoke, make sure you check in with Oof. They sponsored my little trip to Atlanta, so I could promote them. That was the main reason I'm here. Black-owned, black-grown marijuana. They're doing everything they can to be in the limits of the regulations and laws, and they're based in the IE. They reached out to me when they see my video Sacrifice and Risk, and it's like, hey, would you do some promotion for me? I said, sure, I don't mind. And a lot of people don't know this, but I don't smoke at all. I've never smoked. It's not my thing, but it's a lucrative business, and I'm all about money. So if I can make $1 with you and we can make sense to both of us and it's beneficial, I'm down with it. So shout out to Oof. Before I leave, I'll come back, drop y'all off some samples. I actually do got some in the state. I don't know how they got it here, but it's here. So that part. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Any shout outs before we wrap it up?
Hey, shout out to you for having me, man. Get me on the porch, man, and let me do my spiel, my little 1-2. Shout out to anybody and everybody in the IE. It's IE all day. It's the one time for the IE himself. And shout out to Oof. Y'all make sure y'all check that out if y'all on the West Coast. And if you do need that, I'm pretty sure they can figure out how to get that to you with all strands and all that extra stuff that y'all like. Yeah.
Look, I stayed down, I stayed up. Late nights, I wait up. Heavy gram is gon' take until I'm paid and I'm caked up. Play the game, you gon' take some hits. Can't fold up.